So the early access campaign on the Union side is coming to a close here at Antietam. You can see my forces deployed here. I have 102,000 soldiers on the field against 65,000 Confederates. So it's going to be a major battle. Definitely shaping up to to be cool here. Very much looking forward to it. Gonna see how it goes. The goal is, of course, to drive the Confederates off the field. My third corps is made up exclusively of rookies and not the best generals, and my second corps is flimsy as well. So my hopes are mostly in my first corps, but of course the second and third corps are going to have to put in their weight as well. Okay then. Scrolling through this real quick. And right then. You can see how huge this battlefield is. It's the whole map of Antietam is going to unlock as the battle will progress, and yeah, that should be a lot of fun. Very bloody as well. I expect to lose as much as 30,000 men in this battle, I think. Yeah, so that's quite a bit. I am going to aim for this area first and flank around here and make sure that the line is secure over here first. That's the first goal. And then afterwards I can flank in the different direction. I'll have my elites come in as reinforcements here, and the batteries as well. Just gonna move the troops into position first. I haven't bought any extra men from the reputation system. I bought some guns this time, those 7,500 1855s, because I simply just didn't have any guns left in the in the store, so that was unfortunate. So the first line here is just here to look at the Confederate position, and I am going to outflank it this way, and hopefully come in from this direction as well to distract as many forces as possible. It's definitely going to be a hard-fought battle here, I fear, and the victory conditions are harsh as well. You must hold all the northern points, this and the sunken road down here, and the city. And we have 65,000 Confederates to kill, or drive back anyway. Might not have to kill all of them. I've had some bloody fights, and some really good ones where I overextended my lines and stuff like that. So you want to advance carefully, especially when you're dealing with these kinds of numbers. If you get here with 100,000 Union troops, I didn't mention it initially. I think that I did not play the two missions before Antietam. I simply just I don't find it worth it to play them. They seem not worth the loss of men, especially South Mountain, where you have almost a whole army on the field. And Crampton's Gap is it's very difficult. Has a elite Confederate forces in it, and you must break them uphill. And even though I had a lot of extra, like a lot more men than them, it was still too difficult. So initial plan is an action here, and I have found the Confederate cavalry. Gonna move up here just to check on their line and see if we can get in some early shots. I don't want to lose too many men initially here. I think their line is going to prove rather strong here, but I am going to flank around this way. Just taking my time. There's no need to rush this battle. It has a whole day. It's only 5:50, and First volley goes to them. It's hurt a bit. I'm gonna return fire here. So this, I think this map is going to put any commander to the test, be a Confederate or a Union. If you play Confederate here, you will find yourself very outnumbered, and if you're a Union here, you're going to find veteran Confederate brigades in good positions to defend. So it plays out a bit different than the historical battle in this game as well. Which of course it should, since this is a sort of campaign playthrough where you change history. Just trying to knock out their cavalry. I'm gonna use Reynolds here just to secure my far right and have these 3 brigades move in. Don't know why they're so slow, but that's what happens sometimes. Notice you don't have to, I'm actually not, here comes the reinforcements. Okay, so I'm gonna have these in the center, and I'm gonna flank wide actually here with my forces here. And move extra brigades out in support. Let's see if we can get at their flanks here. Come on. So just getting some pot shots off here, drawing in their forces. The real goal is to see if I can flank around them here, but I'm a bit worried that there are Confederate troops hiding in the forest. I should not be this close actually. Keep an eye on this one. You can see there's gonna be a lot of micromanagement here. I haven't played that much with putting divisions under AI control, but we'll see if I have to in this battle as it progresses. Some cannon fire is coming out of the woods anyway, and I want to push through here and see if I can get a flank on it, but I don't know the exact position of the Confederate forces in here, so I'm being careful and trying not to push my luck. I'm going to take advantage of the AI falling back here. I'm going to go destroy their artillery. They eat it up, one bite at a time. Okay, here's the 1st Confederate Brigade. It's Douglas in the forest, and I'm going to just poke at this little forest here and see what happens. I think this is called the Westwoods, and historically the Union bumped into heavy resistance here. They came up through this way and was bombarded by Confederate artillery from this position here, which made it difficult for them to advance. I'm gonna take some fire. Not sure why I'm just not shooting at these. We're in melee now with the guns, so we should take them out quickly. There we go. And maybe this forest is not occupied as I suspected. There's only a cannon in there anyway. I'm gonna try advancing through it, and with now we have the cannons in support. Another cannon, actually I didn't move up. So this is not even my entire 1st Corps yet. There are 5 brigades missing still, the 4th Division, and I have 2 more corps coming in. So you can see the battle will definitely scale up as it progresses here. My flanking force is going to stop here for now, I think, and just exchange fire. I'm going to try just bleeding them to death. I'm going to push on this flank now. If it pushes further, it doesn't have any real support on its flanks, and that can be dangerous because I know there are, I was told even by the campaign here that there are Confederate troops coming in from the city. Don't know when exactly, but they will come in, and don't want to catch. I don't want them to catch my forces unprepared. Always be aware of your flanks if you move in like this. Just moving up my artillery here too. I think I can. The front lines are fairly safe. I don't feel threatened that I'm going to be counterattacked anytime soon. and maybe I'll just secure my flanks here for now with these brigades and simply push up the center here. Drove them back a little bit and gonna check on their status further down the line. Jackson looks a bit exposed here. And early will be difficult to get proper fire on in the forest. He needs to be flanked. Gonna bombard the Louisiana Tigers here and engage them through the forest in cover. You can see I didn't go directly for the victory point. I secured the flanks here, and this means my forces can move up, not unhindered, but at least not completely blown apart while doing it. I'm probably not going to capture Dunkerchurch within the time given, but that's okay. I have, like I said, I have a whole day to move forward. Come on, we need to break early. Just don't feel completely safe charging him because he has support in the back here. Quite a bit of damage because the first Confederate reinforcements are coming in, and still outnumber them, but I want to be careful that the fresh troops are coming in from the city here. Let's see if I can charge this guy here. I have flanking shots coming in, so that should matter to some extent. Keep moving the artillery forward here. He does have good positions in the forest here. Alright, there we go. The canister fire is what finally broke him. Not lost too many forces on the way in so far. I'm not too concerned about casualties yet, but here comes the Confederate counterattack. The Texas Brigade is moving in here. I'm going to move Walton over here. I need to extend my flank a bit more. And historically, the Union faced many issues in this forest. It's just a big mess. These troops out here are actually very exposed, so I'm trying not to have them exposed to direct fire, but my center force here is not progressing as fast as I would like, which would otherwise allow me to get on their flanks. Gonna move an artillery batter over here, and artillery just to do some casualties to them here. Looks like it's going to be very difficult here in the center to push forward through all the Confederates, so I might have to later extend my force to simply just flank them and walk around Dunkerchurch here. I'm going to fall back here. Definitely need to wait for more men to come in before I can make a final push towards the Dunkerchurch. It's trying to bleed them to death, basically. Let's see how the casualties are going. So, yeah, killed more than them. So that's what I want. That's the goal. Gotta see how hard can I hit with a walker down here? Can hit their supplies maybe, that's a good start. Okay, so the sunken road. And more troops coming in. Still need to clear the Dunker Church though. And I have some elements from my second corps here, I think, or is it might be the third corps actually. So these troops are not maxed out on size because they do not have the. They're gonna fall back. They're way too exposed out here to artillery fire now. Should probably have Loomis in here in the forest to push through because we need some damage in this forest here. Gonna fall back Walton too. Okay, so we have more troops coming in. We have a lot more coming in actually. Gonna support the front lines up here. Forward here and see if I can get on their flanks a little bit. It's just really difficult to get proper fire on the Confederates in these forests here, forcing me to retreat here as well. Just slowly trying to break them apart. Don't want Loomis here on the front lines, and Scales is being forced into some action I don't want him to be in. Okay, so lots of more troops coming in here. I'm gonna prepare an attack for the sunken road. See what we get in here. Lots of troops coming in. I'd like to do a wide flanking maneuver actually, because if I can get through here I can threaten the city and I can threaten the flank of the sunken road. And, I want to think forwards, and it's almost impossible to try attacking the sunken road head on. So I'm going to try avoiding doing that. These forces are going to prepare to engage the sunken road, and these troops here are going to be my flanking force. They can go this way here. Don't need this one though. Can move into support. I'm going to push on this side now. Don't have too much success pushing through Warren here. He's a bit stubborn. Let's just see what they have up here. Let's threaten them a little bit, see if we can draw some forces out. If we allow the Confederates to just focus all their brigades on one flank, or a narrow one, we're allowing them to do exactly what Lee did at Antietam, which is simply to move troops. Not move troops actually, that's not what we're doing, but we're allowing him to focus fire on a narrow front, and that does not give our numbers any particular advantage. So let's see if Loomis can make a difference over here. I have all these troops coming in. At least we're getting on their guns a little bit. Trying to put some pressure on Stark here. Some more rebel troops are coming in. I have 35,000 troops here now. And let's see what they have here. They have... Let's see if we can get around them, behind them. Probably the best. I should have had a cannon in this force, but I don't. But it would have been useful though. Keep checking on Branch here because I'm not sure how long he can keep holding out. But we're finally doing some proper damage to Stark here. We can push on their flank properly here. Just gonna have all these troops move into position and really just see if I can crash into the flank. Just need to make sure that the center here doesn't collapse in the process. And even more troops are coming in. This guy doesn't even fit on the battlefield actually. Let's see if I can... I don't know how to do with this guy. Oh, there we go. So really just thinking ahead while deploying the troops. Just getting troops to both flanks. Want to make a large envelopment, really put our numbers to our advantage. And that means making a wide front. They have a lot of troops on this flank now as well. They can't have troops everywhere, so maybe this will be the point where the Confederates can collapse. I'm gonna see if I can use the 1st Brigades here to extend my line even more. Ah, that hurts a bit too much there. Just engage from the front here. And ammo might be a problem later because we really have a lot of forces and cannons and everything, and they're all just shooting continuously throughout the whole battle. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how that will go. Let's keep extending the line here. Breaking some more in the center. Warren is gone. One bite at a time is the goal here. Let's move up these forces here to threaten their position here at the sunken road. Historically, the Union or the Confederates withdrew from the sunken road by mistake. Apparently, some officer shouted "about face" by accident, and that one regiment that started to flank made it look like the whole line was going to retreat. So that's basically what happened. We've got more Confederates coming up here. How many on the field now? 37,000 Confederates on the field, and I have 76,000. So I definitely have the numbers on them, but it doesn't really feel like it at this time because they're just bogged down here in their forest position. I'm gonna trying really hard to just move around them and seeing what I can do to counter all that. But it doesn't look like this position is very strong though, so I might just do a frontal attack on it. Okay, this guy's been suffering a lot. I don't like the fortifications have that long range and do so much damage from the rear here. My problem is also all of these Confederate forces are veteran brigades, which means that they shoot much harder than my troops do, and makes it definitely more challenging to do anything. I need this guy here instead, I think. And I'm moving scales in here to support the center. Just trying really hard to put some pressure on them. Moving supply wagon over to resupply the cannons here. Let's see what this can can do here at the sunken road. I might just make a frontal assault on it, which I rarely do. Let's try to draw some forces away. Finally having some progress here on my right flank. Which means we can sweep in here, hopefully, and just catch them in a large pincer movement. They do have reinforcements coming in here from what I can see, but maybe we can distract them a little bit by moving into their rear. And have another brigade coming in here, getting rid of some of their... Okay, so this is what I want. Now I have relatively open flank to advance on Warren on here. Generally just superior firepower, trying to stack as many brigades as I can against one target at a time. And just, yeah, as I said initially, try to bleed them to death. Okay, so we need someone to take out this cannon, and I think if I move in with all these brigades here, I should be able to crack roads. Gonna have this guy in reserve. Yeah, so there are 4 brigades defending the sunken road. If I make a rough attack on here, I think I should be able to get through. It might cost a lot of men. I also have support coming in from the rear here, so I'm hoping they can follow up any successful attack. More cannons even. Right. So I am going to start a charge from here. More ammo problems. Let's see where's the supply wagon. Supply wagon is almost empty, so there's another more full supply wagon here. Oh, come on. There we go. Trying to be the supply officer and battle commander at the same time is a bit difficult. Okay, definitely looks like we can have some success here at the sunken road, while my troops are getting bogged down at Dunkirk. Just endless amount of Confederate troops sitting in their fortifications. Yeah, hard attack on roads here. We're gonna try outflanking the whole force here. They do have a rear guard, so I can't advance there. But trying to catch all of them in a big pincer movement here. That's it. And having a little bit more success now at the sunken road as well, or the sunken church, the Dunkirk church. Dunkirk church, yeah. Still have an hour left of this engagement here. And let's see, move in the support from the fresh troops. I'm gonna secure the front line here actually through this force here. This is the way to sort of secure your flank. You have a strong position. Okay, we lost another general. I'd love to see the campaign map after this battle here. I'm expecting my forces will be looking rather destroyed, unfortunately. But the sunken road is falling though, and if I were the AI now, I would hurry up and retreat, because I am going to just encircle his army here at this Dunkirk church and leave him nowhere really to go. Because if I can swing enough troops this way, then yeah, he doesn't have anywhere to go. Just need to hold the line up here. Still have unused forces up here. I can kind of move more into the center here, through here. And you can see the AI is not happy about being driven back and getting some counterattacks. Trying to make sure I get as many flanks on it as possible. Yeah, now it's just an absolute bloodbath, and this is what you do with strategic flanking. You get just really around them, and yeah, I'm suffering too. But look at the damage they're taking now, and Walton is in excellent flanking position here. This is where you want your elite troops, right there. Boom. And keep thinking forward. Just secure the flanks and general support. We still need, there's one fortification here we need to deal with. If cannons can move in for support, that would be great too. Still need to just break them completely here at the Dunkirk Church, but the progress on the flank here is exactly what I was hoping for. It doesn't matter too much that my left flank or my right flank here isn't doing too well because they're losing so badly over here. Once I drift back a Colquitt here, the whole flank here will crumble and I can just sweep right through them. At least that's what I hope. Gonna secure this forest too, and I think I might just move one brigade in here too, maybe, to sort of secure my flank again. Harris can keep flanking them. I'll have some tigers that surrendered. There we go. And other wounded officers. Casualties are just heavy. Trying to charge this guy. And I'm having a difficult time sort of figuring out which troops are fresh and which are not. So I just keep using the same troops for now. It's they just need to hold on and break this circle Confederate army here. And this guy just will not surrender. Damn. Okay then. Time to bring in Walton then. Walton can't do it, no one can do it. And these two cannons would be just great if they would collapse. Just gonna try and make sure that Walton doesn't get shot at while doing his thing. There we go. Alright, and pull back. And reform. So still offering a lot of resistance here at Dunkirk Church, but their forces are dwindling. They have 23,000 troops left on the field. They lost about half. I still have a lot more men coming in. I've had about 18,000 more men coming in, and I am wounded again. That sucks. Have a surrender from right. Okay, gotta put on the pressure now from the left here. Has to be the end of them now. Cannot keep. Yeah, and actually the corridors open here in the center for them to flee back towards the city. But this is why I have secure flanks here. If we can push in just a little bit more, there will be no escape for these rebel forces here. So I was actually hoping to sort of make a pincer movement on the sunken road, But my plan changed when it turned out that the position here was too strong to crack. It means that I could move in from the right side instead and have another surrendered unit up here. Not sure what happened to the Confederate. Okay, mass surrendering now here. And yeah, so my plan changed and I managed to push in this way instead with the same result, just in a different position here. Trying to close this this little escape that Confederate forces still have. Desperate troops will fight harder. Basically, it's just a killing zone now. We've driven them out of the forest here, and yeah, that would just make it very, very difficult for the Confederates. I don't think they have many troops left for the next stage, which is coming up in 14 minutes. It's very bloody so far. Gonna just bring in cannons to make it even worse for them. I'm gonna have this part of my forces advance towards this flank here. There's still forces down here that need to be dealt with, need to capture the city. And my 3rd Corps is waiting across the river down there, at least what remains of it. I think the corps that crossed from here was my 3rd Corps. I can find some of them maybe. Yeah, here they are, 3rd Corps. This General Trabue charge. And I have another surrendered unit. Where did he go here? It says it's low on ammo, but I'm not sure I have any ammo left for them to be supplied with. If I can find some, there's some here. Not much left. Okay, so the rest of the map will open up, and not sure if the AI has forces here or not, but we're definitely gonna secure the bridge from this position here and just move forward. Right. Okay, so we have some captured supplies. That's nice. I'm not sure where they came from, but excellent. I'm just gonna poke at the bridge here and see if there are any some cavalry now to see if anything is. So Sem's decided to not surrender back, I guess. They were rescued. And the city looks pretty open for the taking. Not much in terms of AI forces there. And these forces are unfortunate enough to just be surrendered or surrounded and yeah, beaten to death, I guess. Not much to do anymore. Gonna advance this entire force just all the way up here, and it doesn't look like there are any Confederates defending this bridge, so we can move up from the rear as well. Just get all these troops. Not maybe like that though. It's too long a line. Yeah, and just finishing off these poor bastards here. It's not where you want to be, I think. Once this timer is up, then the battle will end. So we have 50 minutes left of the battle here. Secured the last victory point, which is not a requirement for winning. Right. So the unorganized Confederates are fleeing en masse out of the encirclement, and I guess I'm leaving them to live because they will not come back as a threat. Not sure the AI will have time to receive the reinforcements that will come in, but we can move in to counter it just in case. Gonna move everyone forward en masse here. There really are a lot of my troops on the field, and the casualties are. So I've lost about 20,000. I think I said 30,000 I would lose at first, but 30,000 is a lot as well. Or 20,000 is a lot anyway. Not as many as I thought. I wonder if we could just deploy a line here. There's a massive Confederate defeat here at Antietam. You don't need to fast forward anything here. And these guys can leave the field. I'm usually just worried that there's a Confederate cavalry running around up here somewhere, but I haven't seen any traces of it. Just otherwise take a minute to enjoy this this landscape here. Just all hills and rolling landscape, and a huge battlefield here. Panning over the army, and 25 minutes left of the battle. Oh wow, okay, so Kemper is down here actually. Defending this river crossing. That's what happened to the brigade defending that river crossing up there. Yeah. But, so my the rest of my third corps will barely see action here. So anyways, if you managed to get this far in my campaign, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw and will subscribe, and yeah, just keep enjoying the videos if you will, and if you have any suggestions in terms of format or what you want me to talk about, then feel free to write it in the comment section. Otherwise I can heartily recommend the game. I think it's a lot of fun. It can be difficult, as you've seen throughout my campaign. I realize I made it look sometimes a bit easy, but I know many people are struggling with it, and there's a hard mode here for the ones wishing to have a bigger challenge. And I might attempt that next time I play a Union campaign, but for my next playthrough, I'm going to do a Confederate playthrough on normal, where I think the most players are playing, and it's not really worth it to see what strategies might apply to hard. I think not yet, anyway. Okay, just need to stop these two rear runners from getting to. There's another one there. Okay, so the battle should have ended if I had everything here. So in 16 minutes the battle will probably end. Gonna run these troops here. Don't want to lose the stone bridge again and have to start over. But I'm pretty sure it will end once you have all 4 victory points under control. At least that's what I've seen before. Alright, there we go. Thanks again for watching. Lost 18,000 men and some generals, 2 generals, and a lot of wounded. So I'll see you in the Confederate playthrough when that comes. Bye.